Well, firstly, I think it may well have been sensible to invite Andy Street, Andy Burnham, and other Metro mayors to Cobra meetings rather than bilaterals. But secondly, they knew then, I knew subsequently, that London was different. I knew subsequently London was different because I was subsequently told that the pandemic was having an impact on London ahead of the rest of the country. The government were aware the challenges in ICU, the challenges in our hospital, and the government were aware about community transmission in London. But secondly, actually, we know, and it was the case then and it was the case in 2009, there is an ability for Cobra to have some people join in virtually anyway, so there's no reason at all why others couldn't join as well. But we know, look, London's population, as you've said before, is more than 9 million. It's more than Scotland and Wales put together. For example, did those at Cobra know most people in London travel by bus or tube? More than 5 million journeys by bus, more than 4 million by tube. So the transmission is going to happen very, very quickly of this virus. How many of those around Cobra knew issues around diversity, comorbidity, intergenerational households, overcrowded accommodation? How many people around Cobra knew, for example, in London, there are more people who work on 0 hours contract, work in the gig economy, work in frontline jobs where they can catch this virus. And so my point being is, look, it's horses for courses. In this particular case, I can see no explanation at all why, the GLA, the Mayor of London, we weren't around that table. I think lives could have been saved if we were earlier. But I was alarmed by what I was being told in relation to where we were and where we may go to. And I will never forget that sort of feeling of lack of power, lack of influence, not knowing what's happening in our city.
Now,
so can I just ask what you would have done? I mean, you'd been told on the 11th of March by the CMO that there was going to be a global pandemic and it was coming to London and the impact was going to be huge. You said you had limited powers. Had you, supposing that message had come from government as opposed to Chris Whitty, who obviously is a government employee, what would you have done differently in those 5 days?
Some of the things that happened subsequently. So it was me that lobbied the Prime Minister to go to lockdown.